Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the Series JG. Oh, I should have loaded the game. Because, we just kind of ran off the beaten track looking for photo ops before I realized that was silly that I'd already taken them on this save. So I would have to find a different older save in order to show you the photo ops. It doesn't really seem to be worth the effort.
Let me get that bottle, homie.
But here, we've got the Promo Aztecas, whatever Caesar's gang is called. They're hanging out here. They're no longer hostile to us like they were in Act 1 when we visited their hoods in Los Santos. And honestly, if we went to Los Santos and to the neighborhoods they used to hold, I think they're replaced by Aztecas now. I don't remember. If anybody really wants to know, let me know in the comments. We can swing by there at some point. But yeah, these weapon pickups are here because I did the 50 photo ops. And I didn't even... So we got a rifle. Oh, we actually get a... yeah, it's actually a better rifle than the one that I bought. This place doesn't have as many places to park a car as you would think. It's got a bunch of things that look like you can park a car and you can't. You can park a car here. Can't even park a car here. You got a two-car garage here. And you can't park in these other places. And that actually really annoys me. Because you would think that's the whole purpose of us having a garage. We can do a whole bunch of shit with cars. But there will be import-export missions like GTA 3 had. We haven't unlocked them yet, but I believe some of these garages are locked down because we'll be using them for that. Anyway, we can now buy all these properties, but I couldn't help myself. I did some missions in addition to just what was required to get here off screen. So let's do a few more missions before we load the game. Because the back to school slot is in fact the one where we're going to have the most resources. So let's do a few missions first, like wear flowers in your hair, which is again part of like, are you going to San Francisco? I think that's like a lyric from the song. I don't remember. Zoomer.
Motherfucker! That mute asshole!
It's really Catalina's fault. It's not really...
this shithole instead of a pink slip. I must be the biggest fucking idiot in the whole fucking world.
I don't see why he's so mad.
Easy. At least we're alive.
Carl, friend, fellow traveler, relax, man.
I like the truth.
My fucking vibe here.
Well, I'm sorry I'm fucking up your vibe, old man, but I can't wait to get my hands on that mute and your bitch-ass cousin.
My cousin? You're gonna diss my familia?
Yeah, that's kind of... She's a problem, but Caesar's been good to us.
For all of us. I mean, look, we in a strange place. We got shit to our name, and for what?
Our sister really does need to wear more clothes, though. I'm sorry.
And it ain't even a garage.
Then make it into a garage.
Oh, that's a great idea, sis. Won't you shut up?
You know what, Carl? You are a fucking idiot. Your whole life
She's
you
got
wanted
a point.
something for nothing. Now you got something and you don't know what to do with it. We'll make it good enough. We'll help, right?
We got your back, CJ.
Come on, stop tripping, man. Both of you.
This wouldn't be the worst setup for a game about, like, an entirely car-based garage game.
Yeah, all right. But how am I find some good mechanics to work up in here, man?
I know a few guys. Come with me.
Now, it's no particular reason that the truth would know mechanics, but he does help us out here.
I'm about to ride with this fool again.
I don't remember this part of the game nearly as well as I remember the first act in Los Santos, but
Come
there
on,
is...
man. There's these two guys I know. Used to work on marine engines. Till the mob bought their business over in Vice. Now they try and make ends meet by taking any old job. They're a little bit dull by their habit, but the smoke don't get in the way of their skills with an engine. We'll pick up Jethro first. Last I heard, he was working at a garage over in East Basin.
Jethro Bodine. So, what was I getting at? Yeah. I don't remember the details of this stretch of the game, but there's a positive vibe here. No, but seriously, yeah, like the first part of the game is you hanging out with your friends in the hood and you're building up Grove Street, and then the plot turns and it all gets taken from you, and that broke my heart as a kid. Slight exaggeration there. But no, I did remember feeling a bit. I keep coming up with way too melodramatic words. I was not gutted, but I remember thinking like, oh, that's a really shame. Like I was enjoying that vibe of building up Grove Street. At this point, though, you really are at your lowest ebb, and now you've got your sister, her boyfriend, this guy named The Truth, who, again, if you think about it, he's in the same spot as you. Tenpenny has screwed him, and he's trying to kind of recover and build up his business again. So we are in this mode now, and the game could have been about this, but it kind of isn't for very long. But there's a little stretch here where we're building up this garage. It's almost could be a legitimate business, although we turn it into a chop shop if you do the import-export missions, obviously. But yeah, it's like we're building up a business. We're setting something up. You could almost end the game if it wasn't for Sweet. Sweet being in prison is pretty key here. If it wasn't for Sweet and needing to find a way to help Sweet, you could do a game about, okay, well, fuck Ryder and Big Smoke. We're gonna make something of ourselves in San Fierro. And then, like I said, you could do an entirely car racing based game where this is backstory and all that stuff with our being betrayed plays out in cinema scenes. They're not missions you play. And we could build up and build up and build up, and then the final act could be Sweet and Ryder or the Ballas like try to take over our garage, and we have to do a series of missions to defeat them. That's not exactly how it's going to work. We have this whole thing that we have to do in Las Venturas, which actually, if I recall correctly, is the least connected to the main story of all of these acts. But anyway, we're about to go around now and get and find out who our kind of support staff will be at this chunk of the game. There's also a little joke. I don't think I noticed this before, because again, I was playing through on weekends. If I had a night where I was going to have a few drinks and play a game, I might play this game. And I gotta stop mentioning that. I'm making it sound like I was, doing a lot more of that or more extreme than I was. But yeah, I don't think I was paying that much attention off screening. He just said, yeah, these two guys used to work on marine engines in Vice. Listening to him now, I'm like, oh, this is referencing those two guys from the mission where you buy the boat, the dock, the boat harbor, whatever thing in Vice City. I kind of didn't pick up on that. It's kind of a shame to hear that they lost their jobs when the mafia took over their place, but because I like the idea that those two guys worked for Tommy after that, but apparently that didn't happen, so we'll see. But this game making more effort than any previous game. In that PS2 era, they did this a lot. You had Liberty City, or GTA 3 came out, and then they had Liberty City Stories, which was a prequel. And apparently there was Vice City had Vice City Stories, which was a prequel, where you play as Lance Vance's brother who got killed. I wouldn't mind playing either of those games if they were easier to play in the modern day. Like they don't have HD remasters of them, or they're not available on PS4 Shop the way that the main series games were. But this game is the first game that really started trying to draw everything together into this world. GTA 5 does that a little bit because I think a guy from the Lost and the Damned DLC for GTA 4 shows up in GTA 5. And I never played Ballad of Gay Tony, so I don't know if any of that is connected. But yeah, this game is making references to both Vice City, which is part of what happened before San Andreas is set, and we've obviously had that joking stuff about GTA 3 with the mute protagonist driving off to Liberty with his new girlfriend Catalina. And I need to shut up because I'm talking too much, and we got to get to the action here. But yeah, the truth is he's gonna help us out. He'll disappear from the story for a while after this, but he's helping us out.
Hey man, how you meet these dudes anyway?
Met them at the 89th year of loving.
Apparently.
You know how it is, man. Field of tents, crazy-ass music, a quart of mescaline vodka, polar bears.
Polar bears.
Yeah, go figure. They were funny guys, man. Great sense of humor.
Maybe CJ doesn't know what you're talking about.
Love that record. Have made love to that record.
One thing I've got to think about, or I'm thinking about now, is a lot of references to drug culture in these games, and in several of the games you are able to go out and drink. You're never allowed to do drugs in these games, and you never really... I guess with Tommy, it's hinted at a bit with Tommy Vercetti. There's definitely some drug dealing going on with his group, and he has no issue. Like there's no sense that he's offended in that like love fist mission. They're like, we want to get some drugs, mate. And he's like, it's Vice City. What's the problem? But yeah, you never really see any indication that CJ or Tommy Vercetti or the mute protagonist from 3 would actually do drugs themselves.
This here's Vietnamese gang territory.
Oh crap!
Nang boys, shining razors, butterfly children. Watch yourself, dude. These cats are real serious.
Dust.
Great to hear about
Just,
that weed
I
farm
don't
going
think
up
I
in
was
smoke.
thinking about the
Just wish
fact
I'd
that
been in the neighborhood with a good pair of lungs.
we will probably lose the mission of this car is destroyed, and it's just meant to be a no challenge, leisurely drive around the city, get exposition from the truth mission. So why am I even doing silly stuff like that to
He's on
save,
tour, I think.
try to save
He
time?
should be. It's the Nightmare on Dust.
Now the Dust is, I'm not like an expert in drug culture by any stretch of the imagination. But the Dust radio station's name and almost every interstitial is a reference to drugs.
Hey, Jethro.
Let's listen to some Toll, dude.
Hop in, man. I've landed you a real job.
Hey there, Truth Dude. Oh, man. Do I owe you? Because I swear I paid for that weed, dude.
No, man, we're good. I think. Jethro, Carl. Carl, Jethro.
What's up, man?
Can we swing
Hey,
by
Mike.
the hospital? It's over in Santa Flora district, west of here.
Yeah. You sick?
No, the government is, but that's a long story.
So, you know, like, what's the deal, dudes?
So yeah, driving around in San Fierro, getting the photos, I kept thinking this was the garage we would eventually be taking over, because it's actually more prominent, but it is not. Also, I have to confess, there's something about playing this game. Yeah, like it does make like a chubby white kid wonder what it would be like to be an African American gangbanger. But even as an adult, playing these games, listening to the guys talk about drugs, even if it's making fun of them, it kind of makes me wish, man, it'd be fun to just like take a year and drop out and just do a lot of drugs. Like, I wouldn't do it, but there's a little part of me that's like, this game makes me wonder.
I'm opening the garage and door is by the waste ground. You know, car mods, low riders, all that shit. You down?
Polar bear shit in the woods.
Like the Pope.
No, but they've been known to shit in the liquor tent, if I remember it right.
Who?
Yeah, that was like so far gone.
Okay. So we're heading for the hospital, which is the actual workplace, not that it really matters, of one of the girls you can date in San Fierro. San Fierro's got like 2 girls I think you can date. And then at this point we could date the crazy girl shooting guns in that small town if we had the right physical attributes. Yeah, it's the only time in the game, as far as I remember, where there's a red cross icon for the hospital. I'm not sure why they bothered to come up with one rather than the regular mission marker. But honestly, not needed in the era of fax. But yeah, this is good game design for the era before fax. They have all these collectibles in the game where you'd really have to have the Brady guide or whatever to find them all because it's just ridiculous. But basic stuff like, yeah, you need to know where the hospital is in this game because you can get health pickups there. This mission serves as like just telling you where some key things in the city are, which is it's kind of nice if they do that for you. I guess you don't need to know where the hospital is, and if you want to find out, all you got to do in this game is get killed, and you will respawn at the hospital. So, anyway. I've now forgotten why we're going to the hospital. We're picking up somebody, but...
What we here for anyway?
Oh, maybe he never told us.
Oh, don't look. Cover your faces. Think about a yellow rubber duck.
You tripping again.
Shh. Okay, I've seen enough. Let's go
we
see if
didn't
we
really
can
have reason
find
to come
Wayne.
here.
He's working a hot dog van at the tram terminal in Kings.
Come on, dude. What's all that about?
I forgot that whole
You don't
joke
wanna
there.
know.
Why?
Do you know what a subdermal neurophone is?
A what?
Exactly. Sometimes it's best to stay in the dark, kid.
So the Truth, fun character. But this is an aspect of the game that was also more fun at the time. Kind of like CJ and the whole I can't breathe. The Truth was more fun before QAnon was threatening to destroy our
I've lived
fucking
rock and roll,
country.
and I've also loved rock and roll. I made a choice a long time ago. I'd only have one true love, and
Dude, Dwayne, man, how's the hot dog business?
It's totally shit. Why? What's happening?
My friend Carl here is opening a chop shop.
Man, we need hot dogs.
How about you?
Yeah, cool, man. I've got like some shit to take care of first, though. So, you tell me where you guys
Gotta
are
go
gonna be
dump
at,
my
and
hot
I'll
dog
meet you
van.
dudes there.
The garage is on the waste grounds in Dory. I'll see y'all later.
Okay,
That's fun.
next
That's
stop,
cinema.
cop station
Somebody
down.
drives the way I do.
What? Watch your mom. Why?
If I told you, the likelihood is you'd get a probe up your ass within a month.
Like, listen to the man, dude. He's real serious about that shit.
Wow. Okay, but you're starting to freak me out with all that space shit, man.
So what is it? We're going to the police station now? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Okay. Thing is, we never get a mission where we find out in Los Santos where all this stuff is. I'm wondering if we get one for Las Venturas, but no, there's no mission that tells us here's the hospital, here's the police station in Los Santos. So why? It's like a good idea, but why are they doing it now, and why are they being so extensive? Not really. I'm flashing back now to the final mission of driving school, which is literally the very last thing I completed before throwing down that save. What's that? The last thing I completed that registers as a mission that before the save that we're going to be loading, because you have to drive through the city in driving school and beat a really, really aggressive time. We'll talk about that later, but this is a route you would take.
Okay, you know the drill. Don't look interested in anything. Picture a pink golf ball in your mind.
Doing it.
Okay, we're good to go.
Where to next, spacehead?
There's an electronics guy I've had dealings with. Goes by the name of Zero.
He's voiced by David Cross, and you will hate him by the time you finish the optional
Got his own
missions.
shop, but he's always ready to help fellow travelers along the path.
Yeah,
What's
that
going on, True?
mission with the
What you doing?
train has got nothing on
Go there.
the Zero missions we got to do.
Now, what if I told you we never went to the moon? JFK lives in Scotland with Janis Joplin. And the only reason we've been in a Cold War for the last 45 years was because snake-headed aliens run the oil business.
I think you popped another micro dot.
Good. Keep it that way.
Oh, there was... What the hell's going on with these cars? Going at like insane speed. I saw one of them driving off in the distance and disappearing, and then that was weird, dude. Yeah, there's the joke. JFK lives in Scotland with Janis Joplin. Yeah, there's people right now who think JFK is coming back in Dallas. Not even JFK Jr. There's people who think that. There's other people who think it's the original JFK, who would be in like his 80s, I think.
The police can't stop you.
Would be in 90s. He'd be freaking old.
Beyond the dust.
I tell you what, weren't the 70s
he's-
great?
he's-
I mean,
apparently
you
he's
can
gonna
bang
come
anything you
back
wanted,
and
take all the
instate
drugs you wanted,
Donald
smoke,
Trump as
drink, and
president,
hate
so.
the country. What's happening these
Yeah.
days is a
The
disgrace.
truth, less
Having
funny to me
people
now
out
that I'm
protesting
thinking
anymore,
about that than
nobody
he would
can
have
get
been.
good lewds, and rock bands don't wear good makeup.
Gang member gonna try to attack us in the middle of the cinema.
Berkeley, this is stalking. Oh, hey, Truth.
Get in. I'll fill you in as we drive. Home, James.
But you can have a helicopter
This is
accompany
Young
us if you'd
Turk.
like.
Carl, Zero.
No, it
Zero,
disappeared.
Carl.
What's up?
Carl here is opening a garage around the corner. I told him you're the man to speak to when it comes to electronics.
Actually, I'm the only man to speak to.
About anything.
Grade A tip-top genius, that's me. You should drop by the shop sometime. See some of my shit, bro.
I'll do that.
Bro. I mean, everybody hates this character, and it's not... The character's meant to be kind of like a nerd and you make fun of him or whatever, but That's not why people hate him. And it's not because of David Cross's performance. It's because you hear David Cross's "you just failed this mission" dialogue 8 billion times before you can finally beat the first of his 3 optional missions. And the hot dog truck is here, so that other guy must have arrived. Oh, now we know why we couldn't bring him with. Because we had to pick up 3 people other than him.
A week of hard work, and we'll transform this place. Hey, Caesar, come over here.
What's up, B?
Caesar, this Jethro, Dwayne, and Zero.
B, I guess for brother.
Dude.
Salutations, my sibling.
Orale, let's get to work.
Hey, Carl, look. I think I found a way for us to get paid.
I ain't going
First,
to
I
no
gotta
college
put on
to
some
study
clothes.
no accounting.
No, idiot, property.
And you
Decorating
could
ain't
study
exactly my
accounting,
thing.
CJ. It would be
No,
fine.
property development. Look, you buy a dump like this, fix it up, and sell it. Or better yet, you turn the property into a business. The snowball gets bigger.
I don't know, sis. This all sound big time to me.
Look, Carl, this place
she's not
is gonna
exactly
get on
a
its feet,
genius.
and
This
when
is
it
a
does,
thing
we are gonna
to
have
do.
money. If you want to make something of yourself, you gotta let your money work for you.
Look, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Look, you two concentrate on the garage and let me work the property thing, okay?
Because it really doesn't involve doing anything.
Man, you chose her. I'm stuck with her.
Now, the idea of him going to school for accounting is not the worst idea anyone's ever had, CJ. You're trying to go straight, you could do worse. Anyway, again, you can fail that mission, but it involves, like, kind of going out of your way. Alright, so we keep doing missions now until someone mentions the driving school in a phone call. And I haven't quite figured out... Okay.
Yeah, what?
Sorry, Carl, are you busy?
Zero? Nah, man, good to hear from you. What's up?
Disaster. My landlord is selling the shop. I'll have nowhere to live and no safe haven from Berkeley.
Ah, I'm looking to invest in some property at the moment. Maybe I'll swing by.
A lot of phone calls here.
Hey, Caesar. The Yay leaving San Fierro, right?
Right, but they're using bikes, CJ, and they go cross country.
Nope.
Not right now. I gotta check into some shit.
Well, why didn't you tell me about this while we were hanging out together? We actually literally walked out of that building with the arms on each other's shoulders, and now you're calling me on the cell phone.
Hey, it's just a car, man.
You made me fit my anniversary.
So I don't actually want to do this mission for Zero right now, but I think there's a cinematic we got to see where we first buy the place.
Hey,
Or maybe we don't have a cinematic. Okay, we don't have a cinematic. But we have to buy it before we can do the missions that are here. We just go inside. It's a building you can go inside of, but the missions are outside. It's strange. So we can go in here. There doesn't seem to be anything to do. There's a copier in the back. There's no, like, special weapon spawns or anything back here. It's just you can go into Zero's RC shop. Sells model kits and, like, yeah, he sells nerd stuff. I can think of worse ways to spend your life than owning and working at a shop like this, but I feel like I saw one the other day. I was walking around. What the hell was I doing that day? I'd gone to Walmart because I needed to pick up something at Walmart, and I was trying to get my steps in for the day. So it wasn't quite as bitter cold as it is as I'm recording this. So I was walking around, and it's one of those. It's like a big parking lot. There's a convention center nearby. There was a couple of businesses that had clearly gone out of business, whether it was during the pandemic or before. But like sort of flanked on either side by a closed business was this little comic shop. Like it's like they had comics and model kits and like nerd stuff. And at the time it was empty, but the lights were on. The store on either side of it was closed, and there's a guy. I didn't want to go in there because I wasn't going to buy anything. I know it felt bad, but yeah, it's depressing. And now that's what I think about with this comic place. Also, the character from I'm not somebody who like obsessively watches it and has seen every episode, but that character from he was walking up to us saying, "Man to man, as nature intended," and we're holding an AK. But yeah, the character from Big Bang Theory always makes me look at comic stores in a different way. It's like maybe not the best place in the world to work. Now, my sister worked at one of those when she was in college, and she got paid under... Well, I shouldn't say that. There was some interesting legal aspects to how she was compensated. That makes it sound worse than it is. The point is, she didn't get a lot of money, and the guy that hired her was like a good dude, and yeah, they couldn't really... They had to be pretty careful at how they paid people. They couldn't pay people a whole lot. You couldn't make a living working there as an adult.
Hi, Z. You wasn't around when I signed the deeds.
Yes, I know. I was on a dangerous reconnaissance mission, deep into enemy territory.
Yeah, right, sure, whatever you say. I should come through and have a look at the business, you know?
Oh, of course, of course. I'll have to tidy up a bit. This place is such a mess.
Don't worry about it. I'll drop in soon.
Are they like hating on the lady, or? I don't think they're threatening us. Like, these guys are basically our allies. They show up at businesses that we own and like patrolling outside, or they're just patrolling around everywhere because they are the gang for San Fierro. They don't seem to have a rival gang. Other than this mission for Zero, I don't see... Oh, there's a mission for CJ. Never mind. But to say, there has to be something to advance the story. I don't know if we can go to driving school yet. The building is here, but we haven't been told to come here yet. Now there is a love interest character here.
There's too much of you for me.
Could eat more to impress this lady, skinny boy. And that's the thing, like, her dialogue says... There's too much of me for me, like we're too fat. But yeah, she wants you to have body fat. I think they made a goof when they recorded that line. Okay, driving school is not actually working yet. This is where you would. This is the actual place where you would do the driving school missions, which are a series of driving challenges, and when you complete them, the car starts spawning outside, and otherwise, I think it might affect... Yeah, it's a prerequisite for some non-required things that you can do to earn money. But yeah, in fact, what we want to do right now is go do this CJ mission. This bird you cannot change, by the way. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we got a CJ mission waiting for us, and we should probably get on that. But I think we're going to have to get on it next time. I'm Serious AG. Thanks for watching. I'm excited because we're getting really close to the actual place where I stopped, so I won't be playing material that I've seen since I last played the game, probably 10 plus years ago. But we got at least 2 missions I know we got to do before we get